into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
There we are. On that working. Strange. Yeah. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the latest Elite FPL prediction show, in which I don't remember the last time I even did this. But before I start, I'm going to be a bit selfish. I'm going to eat food. I want to promote my mate's cake business. The Mediterranean table. Right there. My mate, Francesco, authentic Italian recipes. Not going to lie, this I will do this no justice whatsoever. This shortbread-based chocolate cream cake is delicious. I'm going to sit here and eat it while you lot just stare at the fixtures that are coming up. Because you can imagine, I couldn't care less about this anymore. You all know why. I really do. I hope I'm fucking annoying people. Just trust me. I absolutely hate playing this game. Can't stand it. So what I'd rather do is promote my mate's business. This here. The Mediterranean table. Anybody who lives in London. Anywhere in the London area. He delivers. Check him out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you name it. Got Chef FPL here. I'm telling you now, he does a better job than you, mate. But absolutely delicious. We all excited. Does he deliver to Cyprus? Phone him up. Find out. Find out. Go check his website. Email inquiries. Mediterranean table at yahoo.co.uk. .com, sorry. And I'm not joking with you. These cakes are legitimately amazing. Absolutely stunning. Freshly made. He brought it in yesterday. And I was like, Fran, mate. Or whatever day it was. Fran, this is delicious. I'll tell you what, mate. If you make me one, I'll pay you a tenner. And there we are. Nuclear Atoms, FPL finally broke Steve. Mate, trust me. This is me being calm. You ain't been with us for that long. Trust me, this is me being calm, mate. Stupidly, I forgot to get a towel to wipe my fingers and all that shite. But yeah. Cake therapy. Honestly, it's that nice. I'll eat the whole thing. I will legitimately eat the whole bloody thing. But I shouldn't. And I can't. Because, as people can imagine, I have no teeth. So basically, I try to eat on a thing. But it's that nice. That delicious. But like I said, Mediterranean table. Right there. How's it going? I find it really weird because I don't normally do live streams much anymore. I just do members videos. Hence why no one's seen me, because I only do members videos. Cy Bellamy saying, I've never seen such an unlucky game week ever. I don't know if you what do we call it? If you're referring to me or... Oh, it's yours. Oh, trust me. My luck in fact... Luck to me doesn't exist in fantasy football. It doesn't matter what I do. In fact, Dan said to me on a voice message today, well, yesterday technically, but I only heard it today. He said, you know, people seem to come to this channel expecting us to be, whether it's me, Jason or Dan, as experts, as people to give advice. You can fuck right off. Ain't happening. I'll give you all my opinions in the world regarding real life football. When it comes to actually tipping fantasy football shite, don't bother coming to me. Don't bother coming to Dan. Because I don't have a fucking clue what I'm talking about. I'm telling you. Don't even bother coming in. Comes to predictions, mind. Comes to predictions. I think I'm very good at. No fucking about with that. I'm very good with predictions. Predictions for me is something I'm pretty solid at. Not suggesting for 1 minute that I get it bang on the money. You'll see by the score predictor. But I'm there or thereabouts. Prime examples being I said that the Sheffield... I mean, I'm stating the bloody obvious. You know, the Sheffield United game, I said in the members video, you know, you're looking at 0-0, 1-0 either way. Well, it ended 1-0 to Sheffield United. I predicted 1-0 to Newcastle. Man United game, I said it would end 1-0, 2-0. Well, it ended 1-0 to United. And what was the other game that happened the other day? I've completely forgotten. I said that game week just does not exist anymore. Does not exist anymore. And how many times do we have to react like, oh, this was one of those weeks? It seems to be every single... thingy. Jonas. Oh yeah, that's a point actually. Jonas asking what's your overall rank. It's 4 million. 4 million. It's great. And the thing is that the reality is that you just talk to me about Call of Duty. So I'm telling you now, Call of Duty is where I'm actually good at. I haven't played it properly since I bought Black Ops for like the first God knows how many weeks. I wasn't taking it seriously. So I was ranked like 3 millionth. But because I've now been taking it seriously, I'm now up in the ranks, and legitimately my goal is to not just beat my FPL rank, but try and get into the... like Jason's got his sights on top 100,000. That is my sights in Call of Duty, and it will happen. Because I couldn't give a shit about, kills anymore on it. Kill death ratio. Couldn't care less. I just care about the wins. Hence why, not that it really works, but to be honest, this is rubbish. This specific headset here is crap. But at least I can, within reason, communicate with my team. But the problem is that my issue with Call of Duty is, that reminds me actually, me talking about this reminds me of when I was listening into Andy the other day. No, was it Andy or was it Black Box? It was Black Box, sorry. And I can't specifically remember what Mark was talking about, but they said it really irked him. And someone said, I'll just get on with talking about fantasy football, and like, where's the structure to the show? And Mark was just basically told to fuck off. It's great. Absolutely fantastic it was. But anyhow, so I'm sure someone's going to be like, oh, you got to talk about fantasy football. Forget it. But no, in all seriousness, so in Call of Duty, the one thing I can't stand about it is that they keep tweaking the game over and over. And at the moment, for whatever bizarre reason, they've nerfed every single gun on the planet. The aiming down sights, everything is just not locking onto anything at all. It's just nonsense. It's so weird. It's like the other day I was doing really, really well. Like my average is like, say, for every 10 games that I play in Call of Duty, I was winning 6. So 60% of the games I'd win, and then my kill death ratio was something like, for every game it would be something like killing 20 people and dying about 17, 18 times. You know, I couldn't care less. As long as I'm winning, getting the victories. But over the last 2 days, since there's an update that happened, I cannot do anything. And their skill-based matchmaking is just an absolute shower of shite, to be honest with you. It's oh, really? Dunk saying they've been nerfed because of the massive Warzone community. Oh, that's interesting. Didn't know that at all. But anyway, I'm just going to finish off this last piece of cake. So, ABJ, clear off. You have to talk about FPL. That's what we are here for. You may be. There'll be some people that aren't. Vince is here. Vince, we'll talk about what do you call it? The Office extras. Life's too short. Why I hate the American Office. I don't hate it. It's a bit of a strong word, but certainly could talk about that all day. And funny enough, I've been listening to other, nothing to do with fantasy football, but other streaming things. I've listened to this music one actually. Actually, I'm going to deliberately annoy everybody. So, this band that I listened to, well, this stream that I came across the other day, this guy called Dickie Allen. And basically, he is the frontman of a band called Infant Annihilator. Well, I could just take them as whatever. They're extreme metal. But then I came across his other band called Scumfuck, basically. And this is what they sound like. And I was listening to their stream yesterday, and they were just talking, and they were going, oh, there's this singer of the band from Oceania called Adam. He streamed for 20 hours. So, but anyhow, there's a bit of operetta music here. Get the old keyboards out. Then we'll kick it in. Oh! Oh, mate, I've made love to that. Absolutely fantastic. Check them out. I'm sure if the FPL Cougars or... In fact, do you know what? I'll do it now. I'll deliberately tweet them right now. I'm sure if the FPL Cougars or FPL Hangover are watching this now, they'd be loving life. They'd be absolutely loving life. I'm going to deliberately tweet that out right now. So yeah, I could sit here all day because I'm wide awake. The reason why I'm streaming right now, I'm supposed to be streaming at 3 o'clock. But I can't be fucked. Cannot be fucked. I'm just going to sit here and chat shit while you guys chat shit in the chat. What's your favourite Infinilator song? I don't really have one. Is that Grekla? I haven't got the main chat on. I don't really have a favourite song, to be honest with you. They're all... The thing is with Infant, their songs go on a bit too long, but their singles, it's Stillborn. Stillborn that came out. That's a lot of fun. The vocal. In fact, I'll do something ridiculous. Actually, hold on. Let me just type this out. Who was it? The Hangover podcast, wasn't it? Hangover podcast. That's tweeted. That's done. This is how ridiculous I am. So when they were doing this stream yesterday on Twitch. Well, they weren't doing it yesterday. It's like a year ago, but they do it through Twitch. And the singer of this band went, "Oh, we've done some new instrumentals for the latest album, but we haven't got the vocals yet." So I decided to do vocals for them. So this is ridiculous. Where's my friend? Here we are. So this is what I recorded yesterday. This is ridiculous. It's mad. A friend of mine, actually a very, very close friend of mine, he said that what I should do is I should legitimately just stick this microphone and just start pig squealing down a thing and just just put it on the YouTube and just pig squeal to fucking various music acts. But no. Right, that's the fun time. Let's get to the serious shit, shall we? It is double game week 19. Double game week 19. The game week in which... how many fixtures are there? What? Let's count them with me. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16. 16 fixtures. So if you want to have some fun, you need to, predict along with me. It's quite simple, really. Predict along with me, and then I'll show you what my my team is as it stands, and then we can all move on to our happy days of life. Life, as someone that used to work with says, my life. I see Steve-O's all right with colourful. Yeah, to be completely blunt with you, I have no qualms with this. Today, this is just an impromptu stream. If you don't like it, please don't bother watching. I don't see the point. If you don't like the language, please go away. Yeah, exactly, Karma Baby. There are so many on here. Mark Wong. Hello! Well done, Dissus. Anyway, let's get on with it. Let's see what you guys are thinking predictions-wise, because... everybody's going to be captaining Kevin De Bruyne, if he plays. Wolves versus West Brom. What are we thinking, everybody? What are we thinking on the opening day? Because obviously it would have been tonight. Just think about that. Think about it. Just think about that. Imagine if the game week was kicking off tonight. We'd only just finished tonight. We'd only just finished last night with that absolute... well, I don't actually know the actual specific reasons to why the game was so rubbish last night, but certainly I feel that I'm just deliberately recording this just to annoy someone. Isn't that right, Rochelle? Yeah, just to think that tonight would have been Fulham versus Chelsea. Just thinking of that. Crazy. But Wolves versus West Brom, what are you guys all thinking about? What are you thinking about Wolves versus West Brom? In all seriousness, I'm thinking this is going to be a very... In fact, what did I write down here? Oh, yeah. It's going to be the usual lines from me. Karma Baby, 1-0. West Brom couldn't score against an under-14... Yeah. Dave Lister is saying 2-1 to West Brom. You having a laugh? Are you mad? Hello, Dally Pool. Simeon Batcher saying Neto brace, but probably won't be in the squad knowing the season so far. 2-0 Sai saying to Wolves. Thusruck is saying I'd say 2-0 Wolves. Lax Praven gets stuffed. There ain't going to be goals in this game. Thomas Miller 1-1. Yeah, I can see 1-1 potentially. Thomas Ahoy. 2-0 to Wolves. It seems like popular 2-0 to Wolves. I've gone one less. I've gone one less than that. I've gone exactly what Mac Wong and Nuclear Atoms has gone. 1-0 to Wolves. Neither team can score. They're absolutely useless. Wolves especially are absolutely pants. And I was just thinking, like, I'm going to do Vince, I'm going to do a Ricky Gervais here. This isn't a live stream. This is just a bloke taking the piss. Yeah. I keep forgetting that I'm actually doing this live. So Wolves can't score, West Brom can't score, but it's the classic line of, I think Wolves have got enough quality to get through, and I think they'll edge it 1-0. So anybody thinking of going with John Stone for a goalkeeper in this double game week, don't even bother. Complete waste of time. Kevin X, your message has been held for review. Foden for Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah. Do it. Leeds versus Brighton. Now we're getting into the meaty stuff. Leeds versus Brighton. Of course, Leeds, a team that have now had basically their double game week cancelled, which is a bit frustrating for me because I actually had a really nice team that I wanted to go with, but now I don't have it. So I've kind of had to go with certain teams, but you've got Salih saying 2-0. Clean sheet for Leeds, eh? 2-0 to Leeds. 3-1 Ramanathan is saying. Last Raven 2-0 Leeds. 2-1 Leeds. Matthew Azashi. Vince Chapman saying, can you do Irish impression? So with any impression you've got to get into the mould of an individual. Can you believe that? I can't believe that. Is that really you, Louis? 3-1 Leeds. Karma Baby saying, please no. Karma Baby's got that, hello, Jason. Nigel Sam saying 3-2 to Brighton. Wow. Dylan Game is saying, I might triple Captain Salah. Do it. They're playing Burnley. Do it. We don't talk like leprechauns in Hollywood movies. That's all I got. I don't know any Irish people, so... Well, I knew one. Unfortunately, she's left the place of work that I am at. Hello, Steve-O. Oh, my God. Brighton 1-0. Stevie Goddard. Fuck me. I haven't seen you for ages. Brighton 1-0 win. Well, I've gone 3-1 to Leeds. 3-1 to Leeds. Look, at the end of the day, Leeds like to score goals. Brighton. I know they put up a bit of a fight against Man City, but there's something about Leeds. I think that they'll have some fun here. In fact, Mac 1 is agreeing with me. Leeds 3-1. I think Leeds should have some fun here. I'll tell you who would have been genuinely a good punt on the captaincy. Bamford. I really do think that Bamford could have been a really good out there captaincy pick. I think it would have been great. West Ham, Burnley. Burnley definitely ain't scoring. We cannot score. We cannot score whatsoever. And against West Ham away from home... Against West Ham, we don't have a great record, to be honest with you. We're pretty not that great. So, I mean, Fish saying, what do you think of Antonio's captain? No, I wouldn't be captaining Antonio. No, not for the next two. I'm just worried about his minutes. That's my concern. Kevin X 2-0, Ryan 2-0. 2-0 ABJ, Lax Praven 0-0, 1-0, Antonio nicks it, Matthew Zaishi 1-0, Rajan 2-0 West Ham. We're all... Oh, Dan's here. Funny that. Funny how Dan said he couldn't stream and yet he's here now. Come live on air, Dan. Live and talk absolute crap with me. Burnley's record against West Ham is incredible. I really don't think it is. I could check, but I can't be bothered, to be honest with you. Well, I'll be watching this game thanks to Brew. 2-3 o'clock kickoffs. It's a miracle. West Ham versus Burnley. I've gone 2-0 to West Ham. We just cannot score at the moment. We cannot do anything. We can hold out. I mean, if it ended 0-0, would it surprise me? No. If it ended 1-0 to us, would it surprise me? No. But West Ham aren't. I can't see them losing. They're in some decent form at the moment, within reason. Within reason. So, yeah, I think this is the perfect opposition to come up against, and I think they'll 2-0. Fulham-Chelsea, I tell you what, Chelsea, no one talks about them as a double game week option, but they could be a team. They could be a team to be looking at. I know there was one player I was thinking of having in, but unfortunately I can't get him in. Just missed out on him. But Fulham-Chelsea, what are we all thinking here? PM saying 3-1 Chelsea. Ramanathan 3-1 Chelsea. Notorious Nerd 1-1. Chelsea to win 3-0. Matt Wong is saying. I'm going down the same routes as Notorious Nerd. I'm thinking. I think this is going to be a lot tighter than what people think. However, as Karma Baby saying, I'm going with a tight 2-1 win for Chelsea here. I'm telling you now. Ryan's saying Burnley last 5 games versus West Ham. They've won 4 times with a clean sheet and all. Well, there we are. That's me putting my place. Vince, do you know this quote? Ooh, keep me quiet. Or whatever. That's actually the wrong quote. Clement Rue saying, please tell us your Chelsea options, Steve, though. Pulisic. I think if you're free hitting like me, and if you could fit in like the odd differential, I think Pulisic for 8.2, Ziyech, Havertz, Mason Mount. I think for a double game week options, I think there's nothing wrong with Chelsea one of their attacking players. I think that they're not a bad option, just as like a one-off, a 1 week punt. Leicester Southampton is another team which I think could be very, very good. I'm tripling up on. You got it in one, Vince. Well done. Because of that, I'll eat some more cake while you guys are thinking over who to get in for Leicester. Let's have some more of this delicious Mediterranean table cake. Oh, that is ridiculous. I think Leicester are going under the radar here. I'm tripling up. I am tripling up on Leicester. You can guess who those 3 are. So Leicester versus Southampton. Again, Vardy could be. He's up against Chelsea and Southampton. Goals, goals, goals. However, against Southampton, it's going to be very tight. It's going to be very, very tight. Southampton are no mugs, but I don't think they'll score in this game. No ings. Leicester to win 2-1. Ryan 1-1. Shadrach 1-1. Fisk is saying, is it Vardy, Justin, Barnes? Vardy, Barnes, Justin. Vardy, Madison, Justin. Essentially, you've got one of them right. I don't have Justin. Let's just put it like that. Justin, I do not have. So who's the third one? Who's the third Leicester player I bought? But Justin isn't one of them. But Leicester, Southampton. Leicester to win this. I think it's going to be quite a good game. This. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But I think they're just going to edge it. 1-0. 1-0 to Leicester. We move on. Sheffield United versus Spurs. Let me know if you're a Spurs supporter, you'd be very disappointed with that Fulham game. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch the match whatsoever. Well done, Ramanathan. Congratulations, Ramanathan. You got it in one. You'd be very disappointed. Sheffield United was getting their first win against Newcastle, would you believe? Was it down to Ryan Fraser being sent off? I don't know. Ramanathan 1-1 again. A Mourinho masterclass. Lax Praven 2-2. Spurs to win 3-0. Mac Wong is saying. Matthew Azaishi is saying 3-0 to Spurs as well. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be that high scoring. In fact, well, I say that. I've gone one less than you. I've gone 2-0. 2-0. Karma is saying 3-0. Zero quality in that Sheffield United team. Liverpool Man United. God almighty, I cannot call this game at all. This is so difficult. Man United top of the table at the moment. Still with the game in hand. Liverpool on the back of, 2 losses and a draw, or 2 draws and a loss, whatever freaking combination you want to call it. But I think this is a very, 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 very difficult game to call. I really don't know where to go with this game whatsoever. I've put it in favour of Liverpool. I've put it in favour of Liverpool because they're at home. That's it. Simeon Batcher 3-0 to Poole. Thusk is saying 0-0. I wouldn't be surprised. PM 1-1. Ryan 2-1 Liverpool. Ramanathan 2-1 either way. Liverpool 1-0 match is saying, that's... I've gone 2-1 Liverpool, but once again, it wouldn't surprise me if it ended 0-0, 1-1, 1-0 either way, something like that. Fisk is saying, nope, have Salah. Hope here he blanks. Do you know what? I think that Salah could be one of those players where he's blanked in all those 3 rubbish games, really good games, and everybody's thinking, forget him now. And he goes and scores a brace against Man United. Polaris is saying, Steve, do you know why Liverpool have a different badge on their kit to their actual badge? I don't know. I don't have a flaming clue. Dan's there screaming, saying you're not on Discord. I am on Discord. I just haven't connected. I haven't connected. Are you wanting to come on, Dan? Are you? Interesting. Danny boy's wanting to come live on air. Well, I'm assuming you are. That's why you're saying it. So if you want to jump on, Dan, crack on, mate. Crack on. Dilip is saying, I'm going to triple captain Salah. Well, yeah, because essentially he's going to get a hat-trick against Burnley, probably. That's why. That is why. But yeah, I'm going 2-1 to Liverpool but it's going to be so tight. it really is going to be a tight old affair there. Neither team are going to want to lose. Man United are going to set out to hit on the counter, and Liverpool are going to do all their best to try and win the game. So it's set up to be a really, really, really good game. That could be. Really could be. Tucker is saying triple captain Antonio, mastermind or stupid? Certainly not mastermind. It's certainly not stupid. Captain him. Why not captain him? But I wouldn't be. I wouldn't waste the triple captaincy. Amber Doobie. I wonder if Amber's actually a. I've probably said this before. Is it actually a woman? Madison or Vardy? If you can get them both, get them both. But if not, Vardy. Get Vardy for definite. I can't believe he went down in price. 10.1 last night he was. Well, Danny Boy's here. Hello, Dan. It will say this. Hello. Dan, you're in the waiting room area. You come live on air. You're going to speak to us. You're going to speak to the 20 odd people.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, everyone.
Dan, what happened to that shower of shite last night in the Arsenal game? Talk to us. This is your platform to tell us what went wrong. While you're doing that, I'm going to eat some more cake.
Oh, my God. So, I mean, I was thinking about it, and to put it into context, like, at home this season, we scored 0 goals and 19 against Newcastle. Leicester, all right, Leicester obviously a team. Aston Villa, Burnley, and now Crystal Palace. Just really boring game. Like, incredibly boring game. I mean, when it's your own team, you're obviously more invested in it. But yeah, I suppose really scraping the barrel, looking at the positives. I had Leno. I brought him for Martin, but unfortunately, I had Tierney as well, and obviously he didn't start. So that was a big problem because that is a big creative output for us.
You did an Instagram TV live post at Elite FPL if anybody wants to follow us on Instagram, or more specifically, follow Dan on Instagram. And you found out the news that Tierney wasn't starting. You thought it was a joke. I only literally found out through the link that you sent on our WhatsApp group that you had done a post, so I watched it just to see what it was like, and I personally then find out Tierney didn't play, so I didn't get that clean sheet. What a waste of -8. Why didn't he start? Because you made a point about him. Probably makes sense that he was going to get rested. Dan?
Yeah, sorry, you went like all Daleki then. So you were saying about Kieran Tierney and not starting the game last night.
Yeah, what's the reasoning as to why? Do you think?
Hold on.
And Dan said he was having internet issues at his house. He's basically moved house, so there could be issues with his internet. Dan, are you going to persist with us, or are you just? I'll put him in there for now. I'll put him in the waiting room just in case. We'll persist. If Dan wants to come live on air, let's. Yeah, he didn't do it. Basically, I only found out that because of Dan's Instagram post that he posted. When I saw the post, it was 7 hours after Dan had originally posted it. So very strange. Shame, really. Shame. Oh, hold on a minute. Danny's back.
All right.
Dan, I know your internet's a bit. But
yeah, because ground floor.
Let's move on. Let's move on from the Arsenal game. Forget it. Let's just Liverpool Man United. It's the big game. It's the biggest game of the weekend of this whole double game week. Dan, what are you thinking like?
Yeah, like you just said, it is a tough game to call. United are top of the league. Got a vital victory for Burnley this week. I just think Liverpool will just edge it through. Really, I will go 2-1 to Liverpool. think they've just got that attacking quality to kind of get them over the line. They always seem to turn up these big games as well. Like when Leicester came there and Leicester were going to win 7-0 and Liverpool won 3-0. So, but it wouldn't surprise me, like you always say, if it was a draw. But I just have this feeling that Liverpool will strike first, in the words of Cobra Kai. And yeah, 2-1 to Liverpool.
Let's quickly get let's not quickly get through these. What are your thoughts ahead of this double game? I know you said you've only got about 20 minutes or so here. What are your thoughts on this specific double game week then? In fact, stuff that. Let's just quickly get through these predictions, then I can just get on with the actual thing. So, Man City versus Crystal Palace. Let's quickly go through these, and then we can talk about fantasy football. Man City, Crystal Palace. I went 2-0 down. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think standard City win. I'm going to go to
Arsenal, Newcastle. I'm thinking here that this could be, well, it's the repeat, obviously, of the FA Cup the other day. I reckon this is going to end 1-0 to Arsenal, Dan.
I just realised I've got to watch Arsenal Newcastle again. I will say 1-0 to the Arsenal, like the good old George Graham days. I don't expect it to be a high-scoring game whatsoever.
West Ham versus West Brom. Absolute dire game at stakes here. I'm going 1-0 to West Ham.
I'll go 3-1 West Ham. I'm going to batter West Brom.
The next double game week team being Leicester versus Chelsea. I think I went 2-1 to Leicester. Yes, I did. I went 2-1 Leicester, Dan. It wouldn't surprise me if it ended 3 or 4.
I'm going to go 2-2.
2-2. Man City, Aston Villa. I went, this will be a tight game. Aston Villa are no mugs whatsoever. And I think I had Man City. Yeah, I did. Man City to scrape this 2-1, 2-0, something like that. I officially put 2-1 though.
Yeah, I think be a bit similar to the Man United Villa game. Be a close one. I'll go 1-0 to Man City.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Fulham Man United, I think I went, 3-0 to United. I think that Fulham are going to be brought down to earth in this particular fixture. Yeah, I do. I think Fulham are going to be brought down to earth. I think Man United's quality will shine through. I think that if Man United get a positive result against Liverpool, they're going to want to continue that momentum. But yeah, Man United, I went 3-0, Dan.
Well, Fulham, excellent result against Spurs. I was really happy to see them get that. Excellent result against Liverpool recently. I'm going to go for a shock result. I'm going to go 1-1.
1-1. You got to give us more than just.
There's always some shock result. I mean, it'll probably blow up in my face. United will probably win 6-0, but yeah, there'll always be a shock. So I'm going to go 1-1.
Fair enough. Liverpool Burnley. I went 3. Another 3-0. I went 3-0 to Burnley. Liverpool, Dan.
Just 3-0 to Burnley then. Blimey, how much cake have you been eating? Yeah, Liverpool, Burnley. It's very tough for Burnley at the moment. I did watch United rallied a bit in the last 10 minutes or so, but it's just that lack of cutting edge, really, as we saw against Leeds a few weeks ago. I'm going to go just a standard 2-0 to Liverpool.
And finally, the rescheduled game for Aston Villa versus Newcastle. I went so weird this being a double game week, but it's like Saturday is within that double game week. It's just crazy, but whatever, they've put it in there. Aston Villa versus Newcastle, Dan. I've gone with a standard 2-0 victory to Aston Villa.
Yeah, like I said, Newcastle struggling to score. A lot of pressure on Steve Bruce after losing to Sheffield United midweek. I just think, Villa will win. I'm going to go 2-1 Villa. I'll give Newcastle a goal because I'm feeling generous this Friday.
Right, this is what everybody's waiting for. Here we go. This is what everybody is waiting for. Drum roll, please. Is that annoying, everybody?
Jesus Christ. came
Oh
from your
my
head.
god.
It really has. I'm not even.
That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever done on stream, I think. Oh, that was ridiculous. Here we go. What do you reckon I've done, Dan, with my team?
I don't know.
Hold the suspense. Let's piss people off even more.
Have you taken like a minus 16 or something crazy?
Well,
Like that?
What do you think, Dan? Have a guess.
I've just had a guess. I mean, you loaded up with Chelsea players because you are basically a closet Chelsea. I figured that out now. That's your second. So yeah, you filled up with Chelsea player. I just say that you take, and then you're going to use the bench. Pure guesswork here.
No, I've done the simple option. Just hit the free hit. Here we go, everybody. The free hit. Done. I'm just using the free hit, Dan. Why would I do a minus hits and all this mollocks?
Remember when I had a free hit?
No. Go on. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, you wasted it. No, you didn't. You came out really well with it.
You, what? Telling me that I wasted it? You told me to do that free hit, and Vince told me not to do it. I didn't listen to Vince, but... okay, you hit the wild card. So, are you going to bring... Who are you going to bring it? Let's have a look at your team on screen.
Well, for people listening all here, we've got Schmeichel in goal, Safal, Cancelo, Stones, Barnes, Fernandes, Salah, De Bruyne, Susek, Antonio, Vardy. I just don't know who to captain, to be honest. I think that De Bruyne's the safe option. Fernandes is a hell of a wild punt. Vardy is... Oh, God. Vardy is somebody I'd love to consider. Salah's another one. It's a tough one, Dan, captaincy wise. I think I'll stick with De Bruyne because he's so bloody reliable. But
do you feel tempted by Vardy though?
Say it again.
Do you feel tempted by Vardy though?
No, I'm not tempted by Vardy at all. I know FPL Dave said. He was asking on Twitter about whether Vardy will start both games. Yes, he will. He's the most important player to that Leicester team. Vardy will play all Premier League games, but when it comes to cup games, Europa League, FA Cup, all that bollocks, he will not play. He may come as a sub, but when it comes to the Premier League, Jamie Vardy will play. And I just think that to have him in the team is good enough. I think to have him in the team is good enough, especially on a free hit. But it's just who to captain, mate. And when you're as shit as me at this game or whatever,
Language.
Oh, mate, I don't know when you joined the stream, but I've been swearing all morning. So that laugh, Dan.
I'm just laughing at the fate of my own team.
Well, let's get on with it, Dan. I mean, what are you actually doing for this particular game? Are you wildcarding? Are you hitting the triple captaincy? Are you doing a minus 12? What are you doing? Bench boosting? What?
It's tempting because I've got, for example, obviously I've got Son and Kane away to Sheffield United, solitary Gameweek 19 fixture.
Well, can I just interject? Vince said on Discord earlier on that Son and Kane are going to get double-digit hauls.
Sheffield United are on a... It sounds crazy. So I know it was the FA Cup game when they played, FC Tin Pot United, but, they won 2 games in a row. I mean, Sheffield United, they've lost a lot of games, but I can only remember... They got battered by Chelsea 4-1. I remember watching that game. Other games, I don't know, some of the other games that they've been against Leicester, they were quite tight. They only lost 2-1. I'm struggling to remember other games, but it's like Dallas and Bamford. They've got a game against Brighton at home, which I think they'll win. So it's quite a conundrum. But based on this game week 18, whereby I fallen behind the pack a bit, I need to do something. So, it's quite... Triple captain is a bit too maverick.
Well,
But
Karma
De
Baby.
Bruyne, Palace, Villa. Very tempting.
Karma Baby is saying, please do not use a chip. You're his rival in the Super Cup, Dan.
Yes, yeah. So, I'm sorry. I'm getting a bit sidetracked. I'm looking at Villa as well.
Let's get real here, Dan. I mean, I've deliberately loaded up on what I believe are the best double game week teams for this particular game week, obviously. The reality being is that I think West Ham have got a very, very, very good chance of getting some goals and maybe even double clean sheet versus West Brom and Burnley. You've got Leicester, I think from an attacking point of view, very good. And even defensively, they can keep the clean sheets. But yeah, I think against Chelsea and Southampton, two teams that keep a high line, Vardy could exploit it. Man City, don't need to comment about. Man United, not the greatest of fixtures, specifically the fact they got Liverpool, but they got Fulham. But I think that it's Leicester, West Ham, and Man City to, from my point of view, just have 9 players from their teams and then just fit a couple of other players around them.
Yeah, that could be worth doing.
If the game, I'll tell you what, if the game hadn't have been called off, I would have had triple lead. Was it triple? Yeah, I would have had triple leads. I had Bamford, Meslier, and Dallas in my team.
Those are the players that I brought in prior. I think it was game week 16 or 17. I brought them in ahead of this double game week. The fixture gets cancelled. Like, that's what I was building up to, really, with the transfer of Bamford in. I had Dallas before us. So it's quite planning for all these double game weeks, blank game weeks, and then things get jigged around at the last minute, cancelled. That's really been the downfall. Like, sorry to keep sort of going on about it, Sour Grapes FC, but bringing your mate Chris Wood in, a home game against Fulham, perfect fixture, and Loughton as well, perfect fixture, and then the game just gets cancelled. It's like, well, what can you do? So
this is the issue, and funny enough, I was listening into Planet FPL's Clash of the Correspondents yesterday, and essentially the Liverpool correspondent was basically saying this season, because of how busy it's been from his point of view regarding work and everything, it's always been playing this game almost like a week to week, and I think that it's just planning is just almost like out the friggin' windows. Vince is saying that's what I said to Steve on New Year's. Why are people even planning more than 3 games ahead? I wouldn't say it's ridiculous, Vince, but I certainly think that planning just seems just out the window at the moment. It's like from my perspective, I was doing some basic planning and stuff, just complete cock up, and hence why I'm 4 million in the world. Are you even ahead of me yet, Dan? I don't even know.
It's too early to be talking about am I ahead of you. I'm just thinking it is De Bruyne explosive enough to triple captain. He's reliable, but whether he's explosive, do you know what I mean? In terms of how high the ceiling is.
Dan is just Dan. If you can still. Dan, I'd love to have you on your. I'm afraid, Dan, your internet is just. Well, in the words of Les Dennis, it's just gone, mate. Just gone. But yeah. So if people don't know, I've hit the free hit. This is the free hit. This is the team. It is not changing whatsoever. The fact that essentially I had. Who the hell was it? It was Bamford in for Vardy. I had Pulisic instead of Barnes. And Meslier instead of Schmeichel. That's right. That's right, yeah. So I had Or was it Dallas instead of... No, it was. It's basically this team here, apart from I had Bamford instead of Vardy, Pulisic instead of Barnes, and Meslier instead of Schmeichel. It's just, like I said, it's just the captaincy. I'm certainly going with Kevin De Bruyne. He's just so reliable. Dan's just mentioned there regarding the explosiveness. Vardy really could score. I mean, I've predicted, 1-0 versus Southampton and 2-1 versus Chelsea. So that's 3 goals that I'm predicting. However, from an individual basis, all that score predicting aside, if I was predicting it wise as a player point of view, so Vardy in those 2 fixtures, I would predict 2 goals and an assist. Salah, I would predict probably across those 2 fixtures, probably 2 or 3 goals and an assist, or like 2 goals, 2 assists, or whatever combination you wanna have. But that's what I would do with Salah. Kevin De Bruyne, I mean, across those 3 fixtures, I'd expect 2 fixtures. Again, very similar to Salah, 2 goals, 2 assists, 3 assists, 1 goal. Some combination like that. Fernandes, probably a goal and an assist across those 2 fixtures. Maybe 2 goals and 1 assist, or 2 assists and 1 goal. So of those 4, really it's actually between, from my point of view, Salah, De Bruyne and Vardy. And it really would be just down to not quite a toss of the coin, but I'm set with that. I'm happy with the team itself. I'm just leaving it as it is. Doesn't need to change. I'm loving the differentials in Antonio, Vardy, Barnes. Barnes could be a decent pick. I really do think that Barnes could be somebody that... Dan, are you back with us? You're speaking. You're back. Yeah, you were just speaking really, really slowly, and nobody. Anyway, but there's a lot of questions here, Dan. Everybody's asking, should I triple captain X, Y, and Z player? I mean, is the triple captaincy worth an option this week, Dan? If you're not using another chip. Okay, well, I've just predicted what I think that across 2 games, Vardy, KDB, Salah, and Fernandes, how many goals or assists they'll get across. So, how many goals and assists, whatever combination you want to do you think Kevin De Bruyne will get across Crystal Palace and Aston Villa? I can hear you, Jason. Can they not? Oh, maybe because I hit the mute button. Did I? Yeah, I did. I muted him.
Heard my voice. He's scared of these moves I'm going to make. That's what it's all about. He's thinking, God, Dan's still ahead of me, even though he didn't have a free hit.
FPL tips.
Jesus
this is
Christ.
top.
I mean,
this is top quality. You're taking the piss. Sorry, Dan.
There's tactical warfare, and there is taking the piss. So, he doesn't want karma babies. I just said it's like a goal and an assist, maybe 2 assists.
Mr. Reed, you should have been here earlier. Are we live? Are we actually live? We're just 2 blokes in a pub taking the piss out of each other. That's for you, Mr. Reed. Mr. Reed, rewind that, clip it, and tag the trout spinners in it. Sorry, Dan, you were saying.
That's right. De Bruyne, goal and an assist, maybe 2 assists over 2 games.
Salah. Dan, your internet is... Dan, your internet's gone. It's died a death. it's it's a shame. It's a shame, really. But Dan versus Penguin in Super Cup. Is he Dan? I thought it was against Karma Baby. It was against Karma Baby. Sure he is. But I think if you've got a solid enough 11 players out for this double game week, using the triple captaincy could be very wise. I mean, when's the next double game week supposedly? Game week 24, 25, 26? Who knows? Who knows? I think that this could be a really good game week to choose, because let's get real here. Aston Villa, they've had their issues with the training ground, and I think that this could be a very good game week to triple captain. Maybe a punt. Maybe a punt on Vardy, if you've really got the bollocks to do it. They're too... I mean, honestly, there's this specific game week from a punt kind of point of view, I think is great. The fixtures certainly for these four specific players, I think, are great. I think having double Man City is almost a must. I mean, they are not... I mean, ironically, of course, they conceded a goal when I actually had a... Who the hell did we all have in again? Who did they play? And they were... Chelsea. That was right. It was Chelsea. I didn't have a Man City... That's right. I didn't have a Man City defender. Dan did. And he was begging. And it was Hudson-Odoi that scored. I know FPL Tits will be screaming at the TV or whatever you're listening into. But Fozzie, we've been doing so many... Office XFM jokes today. Where have you been? But in all seriousness, I think that this specific game week, I think there could be a lot of fun. Whether you guys do...
Talking about the office, Steve, I've got a bone to pick with you.
Please, carry on. Go for it.
Yeah, well, as someone that never watched The Office before, and he kept referring to me as Mr. Brent, I thought it was quite funny at first, but then I didn't realise it's a bellend.
David Brent? I never referred to you as David Brent. I said that you've done things that are like David Brent. His mannerisms, especially with the guitar and do you know what? I can't even remember what the occasions were regarding the The guitar is just genius, absolutely genius, Mr. Anderson. What are your plans for this game week anyway, Jace?
My plans are changed. I was going to bench boost, but now, due to things, I'm just going to field an 11 of double game week players, and possibly no. There is a slight chance I might consider triple captaining, but just at the very least, it's just going to be 11 game week players.
Who would you Who are you, what are you planning this specific game week? What like captaincy wise and?
Well, you've got your captaincy on Kevin De Bruyne. That's what my captaincy is on at the moment. I've thought about Vardy also, and you've also mentioned him as well. Bruno Fernandes is a kind of an outsider. Mohamed Salah's got to be up there. He's going to be a very popular pick as well. But I mean, I'm just looking at your team, Steve-O, and
it's only a free hit.
Just like, I know, but it's just, I just don't think you can get any better than that. Like, quality team, and I think that if you're like, if for some reason that like the stars don't align for you this week, I think there's definitely FPL gods that certainly have got something against you. Because that's like 100+ point team right there, easily.
Well, yeah, I'd like to think Schmeichel will get at least a minimum of one clean sheet across two. Safal, in fact, let's be real here. Safal and the Cancelo Stones at least a minimum of a clean sheet each. You'd like to think that Fernandes, Salah, De Bruyne will get a minimum of a goal between them each. Soucek, whatever. Barnes.
Soucek is brilliant. Soucek for me is the West Ham's biggest threat for me. Like watching West Ham play, like every time I see Soucek in the box, I think he's going to score. Like he is so important for them. I certainly wouldn't be underplaying Soucek. For the money you pay for him, he's absolute FPL gold.
What are your
more so than Antonio, to be honest with you?
Yeah, Antonio, like I say, I think that so long as most people have the usual suspects with their the core players, Double City, Fernandes, De Bruyne, and then maybe if you've got enough money to have Salah, great. It's just like, the punts like Harvey Barnes, Vardy, Antonio. I'm just happy to go with Schmeichel in goal, whatever, playing for a very, very good Leicester team who like to keep clean sheets and everything. It's Are you actually excited for this game week, Jace? Because I think it could be a lot of fun.
I am. I'm a little bit less excited than what my original plan was. I would have been way more hyped up for bench boosting. But due to the fact I have 3 Leeds and 2 Southampton, I feel like that's probably not going to be the case now. And I am still excited for it, but just not as excited as I was. So I'm kind of thinking that everyone's, again, it's the whole thing where a lot of people on Discord and on Twitter I've seen posting similar teams, and it's almost like, there are a very, very much a template for this double game week. But obviously for yourself on the free hit, you've been able to finish your team with those extra players. I love the Harvey Barnes pick. I think that could really be a bit of a shrewd move for you. Obviously you've got Jamie Vardy as well. He actually dropped in price, believe it or not, last night.
Yeah,
that's unbelievable. Yeah. Obviously, I think that's in relation to blank game week 18 as opposed to the double game week. But generally, I am excited, but it's kind of spoiled it a little bit with the whole postponements of games.
Your team's up on screen at the moment. Have you done any transfers since? Are you planning
not yet, no. I was planning, because what's the big thing you see there that I haven't got in my team?
Man City.
Yes, exactly. So I was thinking of making 2 transfers and doing a -4. I was thinking of taking Son out for KDB and captaining KDB, or even triple captaining KDB and taking Robertson out for none other than Cancelo. But obviously with the Pep Roulette, I could actually do that. I could do that. I think I've got exact funds, because I've got 0.9 in the bank. Exact funds to go Son to KDB, Robertson to Cancelo. I'm still mulling it over in my head.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought you were going to continue chatting there. So for anybody listening audio, we got Martinez double game week, Safal, Dallas. No, we ain't got. Are you actually still going to be playing these single game week players in your team? Are you pretty much just leaving this team as it is, apart from, like I said, getting rid of, like you just said, Son and Robertson? So that would be what? How many double game week players would that be? So Vardy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You'd have 8 or 9. Is that right? 8 or 9, yeah. Double game weekers.
So I've got 9. I've got 9 double game week players. However, there's obviously with Taylor. Maybe you can give me an idea of what's going on with Taylor. Is he looking likely to return?
Well, even if Taylor was available, I wouldn't be playing him. Against West Ham and Liverpool.
He's a double game week player, so that's the reason I brought his name up. No, but so I've got Bamford and Son in my starting lineup. So my starting lineup at the moment is Martinez, Soufal, Taylor, and Robertson, because Taylor's got a double game week. But obviously, it's a problem there. Son, Soucek, Fernandes, Maddison, and Salah. And then Vardy and Bamford up front. Now, obviously, I've got Walker Peters and Che Adams and Dallas on the bench. But with that transfer for Son to KDB, I'm bringing in a double game weeker. Now, this is the other thing. I could keep Robertson and play Bamford, but switch out Che Adams for Brewster. But this is maybe you can kind of give me what your thoughts on this. Either do a straight swap -4, Son, KDB, Robertson, Cancelo, or what? Like the thing is, don't necessarily want to be getting rid of Robertson, or just do Son to KDB, Che Adams to Brewster.
I'll tell you what, if you can do, well, obviously you can do, I'd do that instead, because I've just realised Robertson's a double game week player. What am I on about? Oh, do that.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I would do Adams to the Brewster and Son for KDB. I think that's an amazing idea. I think that's brilliant. I think that makes even more sense, especially then you'll have Robertson as a second double game week player, and we know what Robertson can bring. It's a guaranteed clean sheet against Burnley. There's always that potential attack and returns versus either one of Man United and Burnley. What are you thinking on that game anyway?
I think it's going to be very cagey. I don't think it's going to be high scoring. I think there's going to be a defensive error. It's got defensive error written all over that game for either team, because both teams have been shaky at the back. So maybe a penalty for either team. So Salah, Fernandez coming out top trumps. But I don't think it's going to be 2-3-1 or either way. I think it's going to be probably a 1-0 win. And I can't decide if it's going to be 1-0 to Villa. 1-0 to us or 1-0 to Liverpool. And yeah, I like to think that we've got the momentum behind us now. But it's a tough game. This is a mentally like a big game mentally now. Like if we beat Liverpool, then that is going to do wonders for our morale going forward. And like it's a 6-pointer.
Oh, absolutely, of course it is. This game week, what worried you more? The blank game week that we just had, or this double game week? What worries you more?
Sorry, Steve, what was that?
What worries you more? Was it the blank game week that's just gone, or is it this specific double game week coming up and not having, for instance, Man City coverage?
Well, I obviously slightly concerned I don't have City coverage at the moment, but that's easily rectifiable by spending 4 points. Which, if I'm going to captain KDB, I feel that's nothing. However, like I said in the Discord earlier on, I had a few people. I saw a few people kind of berating people that free hit didn't get in the blank game week 18 and saying, "Oh, you should save." Well, it will kind of like just like mocking, because obviously it wasn't a high scoring game week anyway, and a lot of the people.
Let's get real here, Jason. These same people, if the free hit, if I don't know, these certain players had played and things went their way, it would have been, the free hitters have come out on top. It just works both ways, doesn't it? Bunch of hypocrites.
It does. It does, but also a lot of people don't realise how many people prepared their team for the double. Yeah. So, like for me, I would have, if I hadn't taken any before transfers, I had 3 players playing. No, 2. I had 2 players, Son and Bruno Fernandes, playing in the blank. That is it. No one else. 2 players, and I had Taylor who wasn't playing for Burnley. So I would have had to got rid of him or someone else, and that's so I would have had a minimum of 3 before I started taking point hits. Players play. So for me, it was I had already committed to free hitting well before the blank game week. So I feel that it's a bit harsh, kind of coming out and saying about the free hit kind of not paying off when the average score is for free hitters is over 45-50 points. So yeah, I think I just wanted to kind of throw that in there. It's like, don't worry about what other people are doing. Concentrate on your own team. And if you are like Steve-O, like yourself, if you are free hitting this week, then, you got to ask yourself a question. Are you going to be getting, in the realms of 30 to 40 more points more than people that aren't free hitting?
I'm 4 million in the world. It doesn't matter what I do. It really doesn't matter. I'm not 100k or doing really well in mini leagues. It doesn't matter what I do. I will still get some form of bonus ahead of it, because the reality is, Jace, is that this season is an absolute write-off. It's been an absolute. I mean, that game week that just happened just now, when I just tuned in on a watch along the last 10 minutes just to see if Sterling, because I found out Sterling had come on. I just thought, fuck this, I might as well just watch it. I don't care that he got 2 points, but for him to take a penalty and miss it, I just can't make that shit up. You can't make it up.
It's almost like it literally does feel like the world is against you when it comes to FPL. Like, and like your team, like to be fair, it's like it's not like you're doing crazy like decision. Like there's some things which like obviously captaining Sterling, my eyebrow did raise, but then I completely understand that in order for you to climb the ranks, you need to do something completely different. And I perfectly understand that, but like I think sometimes it just goes to show that like it can easily backfire.
Well, I only got Sterling in because of what he did last season against Brighton. I love the history. I just love what the history does. I can't account for him not playing. I can't account for him missing a freaking penalty. It's just laughable.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, you got points for Maguire, but I certainly wouldn't be looking at Man United defensively. Like, I know you looked at the fixtures, but Man United they're just not very convincing at the back at all. And yeah, that.
And even that, ironically, in that game, I mean, the goal was ruled out, but.
Yeah, I know he scored, didn't he? He scored like if you'd have been watching that. Did you watch that game, Steve-O?
No, I would have been asleep. No.
Because you would have been because I was watching it and I felt for you like I literally thought I hope he's not watching this. I hope he's not going to watch this back because like he scored. And for a lot of people, that Maguire goal was a goal that would have stood in lots of football divisions around the world. It wasn't like he literally slammed into someone and threw them down. Yes, his arm was on the back. Yes, his arm was on his back. But, you know, I can't remember, was it Tarkowski's back? I think it was or something like that. But, yeah, it was, or Peters maybe. But regardless, yeah, it was ruled out. And, yeah, what a swing for you as well. That would have been.
Well, it's just, like I say, wherever I seem to do. I said it on a members video, didn't I? It's like I seem to have the right players, but they don't do anything specifically for me within matches. You know, I had Martial captain, and yeah, he got me 3 assists, but he literally had 2 opportunities to ease. He could have put the ball anywhere, and he decides to literally pass it to the goalkeeper. You're just like, are you taking the piss? And then, like I say, with this Sterling captaincy, it's like there's nothing wrong with that. James Ward-Prowse, the most creative player for Southampton, they win 3-0. Does he do anything? Nah, doesn't get anything.
Yeah.
And I'm sure these the team that I've got up on screen in 2 seconds. Let's do the way my luck goes on fantasy football here. It will be for whatever reason. KDB will be rested for one of the games, and then Sterling takes the penalties, and Sterling will get given 2 penalties within that game and score them both. Salah will do nothing, but it'll be Mane that upstages him. Fernandes, yeah, will just continue. Jamie Vardy, he'll do absolutely nothing, but Iheanacho will come off and score. You get the idea. It's
yeah.
Man City won't.
But no, but like you say. So you like, what's your attitude going forward? Because I've genuinely, because I tried to say like in the, I don't know if you read it in the chat, but like with the whole distraction of putting the shed together and stuff, and not having so much information FPL wise being like shoved in my face, or me actually actively seeking this information out, I feel like I've got lots more clarity in my head, and I can literally just calm, and I can be way more calm. And now I'm not saying you're not calm, but I know that you do like to listen to various sources of FPL news and obviously you probably consume a lot more content than myself. Do you feel like, are you going to kind of now just basically think, you know what, I'm just going to set my team, forget about it, not worry too much, what happens?
Well, that's what I did with the Sterling captaincy. I've written it in my diary. I said, if Pep Guardiola confirms that Sterling's okay, I will captain him. And I did it. I just went, right, I'm not going to captain Son now, I'm going to captain Sterling. I just did it. And we all know what happened there. It's the same with this free hit team. This free hit, as you see it up on, well, not you, but everybody that can see up on screen right now,
looks brilliant.
That is the team. There is going to be no changes whatsoever. That is it. There's nothing that can change. It's just the captaincy, but I will be I'll be leaving it on Kevin De Bruyne. So whatever happens with this team, happens with this team. But I won't be getting anywhere near this season anywhere near you, anywhere near the fucking top 4 of.
What's your goal? What's your goal to finish? Have you got a goal?
If I don't have a goal, if I could get to 500,000th, which is, I'd have to have a miracle, but 500,000th would be great.
Well, you say a miracle, but you've still got your triple captain. You've got your second wild card. Obviously, you are using your free hit now, and we're not quite. We're just approaching the halfway mark of the season, so I don't think it's necessarily all doom and gloom. I think you know as well as I do that it is still quite compact around the places you are, and 500,000 is still a realistic target for you.
Yeah, I think that from my specific point of view, I said it on another channel, that I just wish I listened to my own advice. There are many times in my diary I've literally written down the transfers that I do, and it will be at a cost of like 8 points or 12 points, and I don't do it, and then it turns out to be you should have done it and you would have been up by 20, 30 points or whatever, but instead I went, no, I don't want to take this points hit. There are so many times I sound like a broken record. I bore myself saying this.
Are you going to use these? Are you going to use these lessons? Like when I say lessons, that's patronising. But are you going to use these like what you've said, your own like what you're saying now? Are you going to take that into next like season and use it, use this? Use it, yeah. Because Can you blame yourself for overthinking things?
Yeah, I blame myself for reading too much from chat. Yeah, I blame you lot. It's like I'll give you an example.
But you said you stopped reading chat like last year.
No, I know, but August. Yeah, but it's easy to say than done. It's like Karma Baby saying here, Antonio is definitely going to get a hamstring after 10 minutes now that he's in your team, Stephen. I for whatever reason, I then just think he's right. I'm going to get rid of Antonio. Like, I'd actually take that literally. That's how thick and stupid I am. It's ludicrous. You need to try and sort that out, because that's the herd mentality speaking right there. And that's why there's so much of a Twitter storm, prior to deadline, and in the Discord, people are melting down and they're trying to get advice and they want confirmation that their own decisions are correct. And it's the people that are just the people that do well in this game long term are the ones that have made their decisions well before the deadline and aren't asking Tom, Dick, Harry, people that they necessarily don't even know, what they should do with their team. Because like you said it yourself, we're all rivals, and like if someone says to me, who should I bring in, I'll tell them to bring in Iñárritu and captain him. Go for it. At the end of the day, use other people's ideas and decisions to your own benefit. Like, see what people are doing, see what the general mood is, look at players from your perspective and make a decision based on that. It's easier said than done, though. Yeah, that's the thing. Ironically, I have actually a lot of good ideas. In fact, Vince was speaking to me privately and he said, that your advice in inverted commas is actually really good. Just, I don't know why you just don't listen to your actual own advice. And it's like, yeah, I know. It's like, prime example was, I said that I'd be bringing in, for this blank game week, I said I'd bring in Kevin De Bruyne and Cancelo. That's what I actually said on stream. I think, no, fuck that. I said it on a members video. I said, I'm bringing in Kevin De Bruyne and Cancelo. Who did I bring in? Tierney and Sterling. That's my stupidity, because I'll tell you what fucks me up as well is that I always go stupidly into the price changing as well. Like, I just think to myself, if I bring in Sterling, the reason why I brought in Sterling is because I thought, because he has got a good fixture against Brighton, and the fact that I think he was rested or something I can't specifically remember. He was rested in the cup or something. And I thought, right, he's definitely going to play against Brighton. He's going to go up in price as well. Didn't even move. Didn't even go up in price. Didn't make any money. It's just mad. I don't know why I think about the prices or anything. It's really stupid. I don't know why at all. I think
early on you can think that way, a little bit that way when the price rises. But I think now this is getting to like the serious end of the season. Like, it's why I would normally like do all my risky stuff, like the -8s, the -12s, the -16s, up in like game week 4, game week 5, game week 6, and I'll like up to game week 12, and then I'll stop. Like, there's no yeah. If you look back on my transfers now, I'm way more conservative than I was earlier in the season, because this is when you can't really afford to take too many risks. And like I look like, again, I look at your recent weeks, and it is just laughable. Like, there's nothing you can say that's like that can counter for what's happened in real life. Like,
Yes, yeah.
When it's one thing having a player and he does nothing during the game, but then there's another thing having a player that's missing a penalty, that's getting a goal disallowed, that's hitting the ball straight at the goalkeeper, even though in any other week they would have slotted it in the corner. And it's just it just feels like you're just getting nailed down the ranks. And he's like, you know what? There's nothing I can do. This is it. I might as well just let my dog play FPL. He'll do better than me.
Yeah. No, you've hit the nail on the head, and it is up there with the most. I mean, I know you were listening in and stuff about the Call of Duty comparison. It's like Andy sometimes speaks about, like, when you play Call of Duty, do you blame? What did he say? Do you blame yourself or do you blame others? And it's like, no, you blame. I can't remember specifically what he said, but when you play things like Call of Duty and stuff, you can't blame anybody but yourself because you're in control of everything. But then I kind of counter that by saying, yeah, but in fact, you'll know this as a Call of Duty player or whatever, like. What goes on?
I don't know, mate. I blame my teammates all the time. Like, because especially if you're playing a team-based game.
Yeah, but what goes on with, like, the fact that, for argument's sake, like, I've got the MP5 and stuff, and, like, literally just 2 days ago, I was, winning matches, killing enough people to just pass the time and everything. Nothing major, but I was doing well. All of a sudden, an update comes in. It's literally as if I've never played the game in my life, and I'm a complete amateur. Would you know the reason behind that?
It's because it's all about balancing. They're trying to balance the game, and it's all a case of, like, there's a thing called the meta, and it's a little bit like FPL, and the meta is basically who, like, in FPL the meta would be like the popular, like the premium picks, that the people the go-to players in FPL. Well, the meta in Call of Duty is the same thing, and it's like you get the real stat nerds that break down, like, the all the, like, time to kill and the average bullet speed and the damage of the bullets and stuff. They break them down into, like, stats and on spreadsheets and stuff, and they find out what is statistically the best gun in the game, and then everyone flocks to that gun, and maybe there's a couple of guns that are similar, and then they start to see that 90% of the player base is playing with those two guns, and no one's using I don't know, another submachine gun. I don't know any of the names because I don't play much Call of Duty anymore. But and generally what happens is the developers see this. They see that 90% of their player base is switching out to these guns. Then they think, well, we need to kind of reel this back a little bit. Right, let's lower the stats on these guns so that we can introduce the player base into the other guns, and that's generally what happens.
Yeah, Dave Clayton, Steve-O, stop playing the victim. Go with your own gut and back yourself. Well, in theory, Dave, backing Sterling is going with my own gut, but I can't account for the fact that he's missed a penalty. So I'm hardly playing the victim here. I'm just stating the facts, and it's just I'm sure you're the prime example of someone that may complain when certain things don't go your way, but you're happy to gloat about something when everything bloody does go your way. But regarding Call of Duty, Chase, what is all this bullshit about the skill-based matchmaking? I understand it, but why has it been brought in for this specific? In
my understanding, it's just my very, very, very small amount of understanding is it's basically trying to level out the playing field for a lot of the people in the games in the lobbies. So if you're not very good at Call of Duty, you're less likely to be going up against someone that is an absolute god at Call of Duty. But if you are very, very good at Call of Duty, then you're going to be brought into lobbies that are against other players that are just equally as good as you. Therefore, you're not going to, like, you get the noobs that used to be able to get, like, Modern Warfare, the first Modern Warfare, the first Call of Duty and stuff like that. Used to go around in lobbies and you just literally there was noob tubes, you could just blow them up. Like, you get like 50 kills or something. Nowadays, everyone's sweaty, everyone's camping, everyone's kind of playing it like their life's depending on it, and it's much harder to get your KD up. That's why I think the average KD is like ridiculous at less than 1. So
anyway. You play Warzone mainly, don't you?
I do like multiplayer, to be honest. I haven't played for a long time. I haven't had a lot of time to play. So the last time I spoke about 4 months ago, probably played Warzone. Right. So yeah, I booted it up actually the other day to play with my nephew for the first time in a long time. And yeah, I just haven't got a lot of time, mate, to play it. I mean, the thing is, it's like with work, with the shed, I've been putting so much time into the shed. And then this whole thing is just kind of just the whole situation with everything. It's kind of put a slow burner on things now. So the electrician that I had doing it is kind of having to self-isolate now. So it's probably not going to be finished until February. But I'm just pretty... Yeah, literally in the final stages. So I'm pretty gutted about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think having that, like you saying about like you bringing up Call of Duty is a really, really actually, like some people in the chat will be like, well, what are they talking Call of Duty for? It's supposed to be an FPL stream. Well, actually, I think it's a good point to bring up, because like you obviously are playing a lot of that now, and that's taking your mind away from things, and obviously taking your mind away from FPL. I think you all need to have like an activity that is going to kind of distract you from all the all the noise that's out there. So yeah, stop watching this channel, guys, and boot up Call of Duty.
I still can't believe that this is the funny thing. I know you were listening in, but like I still can't believe that I'm actually looking to get around potentially like top million by like next weekend or something, because I'm going for victories in the game. They get you more points, and I've gone from 3 million to, I think, what did I say? I'm up to 1.7 million now, and that's happened over the space of like 5 days. So I'm
wow.
Yeah, I'm.
So if we don't see you anymore, Steve, we know that you're just literally just playing Call of Duty all day.
But the thing is, I only play it for like literally 3 or 4 matches at a time, like maybe twice a day. So I'm playing, say, 8 matches a day, give or take. And I don't play it like hours on it. I can't do it. I can't sit here just playing a computer game. It just drives me up. I'm more of an active person, but I just can't believe how quick I'm ranking up. But then obviously I'm fully aware that the higher the rank you go, the more games people are playing to have a better victory ratio and all that malarkey. And it's pretty crazy. Like, I think for victory-wise, this is the thing, Jason. This is what's really annoying me about Call of Duty, because I was doing so well. I was like trying to achieve a plus 50 wins. And all of a sudden, because it's like I couldn't play the game anymore for whatever reason, the game was corrupt or whatever, it's now gone down to like I'm only plus 38. So I'm trying to get back up to trying to get to plus 50 wins, and then I'm going to try and aim to get 100 plus wins.
It's like striving for these goals. Like sometimes I feel like, are you playing the game? Are you enjoying playing the game, or are you putting yourself under this pressure because you're feeling that you need to get to a certain?
That's the thing.
It's a little bit like FPL, because like like I've always, like you always used to say to me, why are you doing this to your team, Jason? You got a perfectly good team. You're doing a minus 16. And I always used to say to you, Steve-O, I'm playing for fun, and I have fun doing these moves. And like the players I'm bringing in, I'm happy. I'm excited to see how they do the weekend. I don't really care too much about losing 16 points, because I feel like there's a good chance they can outscore it. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Like, that's how I play the game. And I feel longevity-wise, like for a marathon, having that sort of like almost like a carefree attitude to an extent goes a long way. I think some of the people that are the most hot-headed when it comes to FPL, some of the people that are the most toxic when it comes to FPL, are people that expect certain points minimum from their players and from their team. And if they don't get it, they want to see the world burn, and they'll start and they'll get on social media and just basically troll the living daylights at everyone else. And just, I think that like from your point of view, the gyms being shut, I think it's played a massive impact on your daily routine.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like and the mental health side of things for a lot of people as well. So yeah, I do think it is all kind of stemmed and tied into each other. And
well, that's the thing. I had these conversations with Dan and my housemate Steve, and I said that, you know, the one outlet that I had for me was the gym. Well, they're closed, can't do any of that. FPL, I'm doing shit in. Call of Duty, because I've put, like you've just said, because I put pressure on myself to make sure that I'm winning matches and everything. When I lose, it's just like ape shit time. You know, it's not good. It's not good.
It's the competitiveness inside of you just coming out, but like there is healthiness to that, but there's a line you have to draw where you think, hang on, I mean, you know, this is asking a bit too much to do this, and
I mean, I'm not.
Maybe it isn't good.
I genuinely, honestly, the following day actually forgot about the Man City game. The thing for me is that it doesn't play on my mind throughout the week or like the next few days. I genuinely do just forget about it all. It's just at that precise moment in time where, from my point of view, it's just like I've just got to go mad. It's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. But yeah, Jason, I'm going to clear off. No. We all want to clear off.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, you're getting a lot of praise from your team, from everybody in the chat. I've not seen one person say you've made any poor picks.
Let's get real here. It's template-ish. If Leeds had a double game week, I wouldn't have Jamie Vardy. Like I've already said, I'd probably have Bamford instead of Vardy, as an example. I wouldn't have Barnes. I'd have
instead of Antonio.
Yeah, or
like because Antonio's minutes, there is question marks over that. Yeah. Like I would personally, if Bamford had a double game week, he'd be in over Antonio. But the rest of your team is looking pretty damn solid.
It's just, for me, it's just the captaincy. It's just the captaincy.
You got it on the right player, mate.
No, yes, I am happy to captain De Bruyne. It's just Vardy staring me in the face. I can just see him getting a couple of goals against Chelsea.
It's not going to be highly owned, is it? Or what's his ownership? Like this is some of the things when I think like that, I just say, right, what is Vardy's ownership, and how much damage is it going to do to me and how many people are going to captain him? So he's 26% owned. How many of those 26% of managers are going to captain him realistically?
Yeah,
very few. I think you know what? If you don't captain Vardy and he does bang in a couple of goals, 2 goals, maybe even 3 goals over those 2 games, I don't think you're going to be that. You're not going to be that. Again, it's the mentality of it. If De Bruyne gets benched for one of the 2 games, you're going to feel sick. But
he'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's the FPL community reading too much into what's going on. I think he'll be fine against Crystal Palace and Aston Villa. He'll do us all.
He had a rest, didn't he?
Well, you said you're thinking of triple captaining him, for crying out loud.
I am thinking of triple captaining him. So
what is the
things up? It's is it worth playing that chip this week? And
well, I was going to say, what is the percentage wise of you triple captaining Kevin De Bruyne?
There's a whole day yet before we get the deadline. We could find out some news today. So I'm literally if I spend points bringing in more double game week players, then the chances of me triple captaining De Bruyne is probably 70 to 75%.
Oh, right. Okay.
Purely because, but if I don't spend more than 4 points in bringing in De Bruyne, then I think that the chance is 50-50 still at the moment. So I'm still very much deciding whether or not it's actually going to pay off. I guess I need a time machine for that. But it's going to be interesting what a lot of people are going to do to kind of navigate these postponements of games, Southampton and Leeds, and because a lot of people are in the same boat as me. Whether they're going to take ridiculous hits. I've seen people in social media and on Discord looking about taking up to minus 16 point hits, and I'm thinking, just because you want a bench boost, like thinking, okay, maybe it might pay off, but I don't know.
Did you?
I don't value the triple captainship that much. I've always said it, and I think a lot of people agree. It's not the god chip. I think the best chip is the bench boost. Like, I genuinely, if you hit a bench boost right, you're killing. You can get massive points. You could end up getting 50, 60 points more than what you would normally have got that game week if it really pays off. I don't think the triple captainship is that big of a deal. I think that if I use it and it fails on De Bruyne, I'm not gonna get all upset and like go into a shell for a few days like a lot of people do. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, seemed like a good idea at the time. No regrets.
Did you get through? Well, did you beat your opponent in the Super Cup? And if so, who was it?
I didn't play in the Super Cup because it didn't start until game week 19. But I played my opponent in the FPL Cup.
I thought it started. Sorry, that makes sense. Because Vince was. That now makes sense what Vince was saying. Ha! Oh, brilliant. Because my
you're starting up. Yeah, your opponent is Vince, so he's going to be quaking in his boots. But my opponent is none other than FPL Dave.
Right. He's doing very well this season. You can see what he's doing on Twitter.
Exactly. I'm going to wait and see what he's doing. So I don't want to say too much, just in case he's trying to get some reconnaissance. But just to let you know that I will probably do a stream tonight at 8 o'clock.
Hey,
during that stream, I probably will make my transfers live on air and decide whether or not I'm playing my triple captaincy trip live on air. And I'm going to get the chat involved in not picking my team because I don't listen to a single word they say because they trolled the shit out of me over the season and I couldn't care less. So, yeah, all right. I'll leave you to finish up the stream. Thanks for inviting me on, even though I kind of came in. Inviting you on
for crying out loud. Cheers, Jason.
Bye.
See you later. There's Jason on that note. Get in. Jason's doing a stream tonight. Something to listen to tomorrow at work. Get your calls in tonight. As he said, 8 p.m. tonight, Jason's doing a stream. Get in. On that note, cheers, guys. Karma Baby made a very, very good point. In all seriousness, if you want to get members of the community to look over your team, give some sound advice, go into the Discord. That is how Jason just joined me. Dan joined me via the Discord. The link is in the description below. It will pop up on the chat as well. Just click on it and join up. Lots of people having a laugh. And as Steve says, Steve! Good luck, everybody. Absolutely. Paul Kinsella, bench boost or not? Do it. On that note, cheers, guys. See you soon.